Welcome back to another episode of Talking That Shit with Skeen. Is your boy. I am back, rocking out. Um, I don't know. I just saw this video and stuff. Started cracking up. Anyway, we're focused. What we're talking about. What we're talking about today, Skeen. I don't know. There was a couple of topics I was had in mind to talk about and stuff like that. And I guess there might be two I might intertwine here and talk about. And it's time. And what was the other topic here? Connection. Time and connection. Time and connection. So pretty much the time one came about just in our everyday lives, right? We're always that's one thing we can't get back, right? I think we kind of touched base in previous episodes and just in conversation and stuff like that, that time flies, right? So it's like you think about it, a decade passes, you watching like clips from like 2008, 2006, 1990 something and all that. And you kind of be like, damn, where time goes, right? And we're also chasing time. Like we chase time, right? So one thing that I kind of think about when I see people speeding on the highway and stuff like that, and I'll be like, where the fuck are you trying to get to? That you gotta like just be zooming and cutting people. And I always think to myself, it could be two things. It could just one, you're an asshole, or two, you need to take a shit. So either one, right? But sometimes I think about too is like some people rush to get somewhere where they don't like. And I think I've said it in the past. Like people rush to work to a job that they don't like. What the fuck is you rushing for? You don't like that situation, but you got to rush into it. I mean, obviously, there's going to be instances where the alarm doesn't go off and now you wake up late. I get that. But for the most part, if you think about it, like if you're going to a restaurant or something like that, oh my God, we got reservations. Come on, hurry up. Like, why? Why? Like, if you get there and your reservation is fucked, okay, is that the only restaurant in the entire planet? No. Like one thing I remember me rushing my kids when they were little. Come on. And I'm like, why? Why do you got rush time? Yeah, I get it. There's going to be special occasions or whatever, a wedding, this, that, and the other, and you don't want to miss a ceremony. I get it. But like if you stand back and look at it, I don't know. Are you going to miss anything? Are you going to miss the world? Like when you're on vacation, right? And you're rushing to get to the airport, rush. So you can be there 2 hours earlier before the flight takes off. 3 if it's international, but you're rushing to, you're on vacation. But everything is how time. I need to do XYZ. I need to see this. I need to see that. I need to, oh my God, think about it. You rush on vacation. Everything is a rush. Like you rush to do things. And there's times where, you go about your business, you wake up in the morning and you got, let's say, 5 things to do. And you're not rushing. You're just going through them. Boom. And let's say you start at 8 in the morning, let's just say, and you start doing your chores and whatever the case and going out because you got to pick up this, that, and the other. And then you had 5 things on your list. And then all of a sudden they all checked off. You didn't rush. You took your time. You went from one to another. And now it's like noon. And you sit down and be like, damn, I was able to do all that. And it was just a course of just being steady. You're not exhausted. You're like, damn, I got the rest of the day. But you didn't rush. You're just enjoying the day, right? You took your time to do your chores and stuff like that. And sometimes like when we're off on an off day, you try to do everything. Oh, come on, let's do this. And next thing you know, the day is done. You're like, fuck. You feel like sort of drained and stuff. Rushing, where the fuck are we going? Obviously, you want everybody wants to take advantage of their time. I get it. You're wasting my time. I get it. There's situations where you're gonna let the emotions get the best of you, and we all do that, right? We all let the emotions get the best of us. But it's time. You have the opportunity to just be like, yo, hold on, relax, chill, fall back, and things are gonna get done. They will get done. If you put your mind to it and you put your efforts into it, they will get done. Right? So now it's like, for example, oh, you have a deadline, you have something like a presentation or something like that. Um, and you know the deadline is a month away. I got time. I got time. Well, we got time for some shit. Right? I got time. And then next thing you know, you're like a week out, couple of days out. Oh my God. Now you're pressing for time. Right? And it's just, it's that. It's the balance of time. I'm rushing. Oh, I got time. Oh shit, I'm running out of time. You know? And then like recently now is like it always gets to me when people pass away. Like be a celebrity or a person of note, or even in your family, right? Now you kind of pause and you be like, shit. You kind of think about it, right? Like people in my age range when they pass away and be like, damn, they were about my age or they're close to my age. I'm like, fuck. Am I enjoying the time that I have left on this planet, right? Oh, time. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Great song, by the way. Shout out to Cyndi Lauper. But yeah, now we always time, man. It's funny. We set our alarms. We do everything we can. We hit the snooze button for those extra 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes make you late, or because you hit the snooze button like you hit the snooze button like 3 times. Time. How much time do you have? Are you rushing all the time? Are you pressing for time because you have to get to the supermarket? And now you're rushing the kids. Come on, get dressed. We got to go to the supermarket. Hurry. Like when snowstorms come, right? It's always getting the eggs, the milk. Like the last snowstorm we had here. Shelves were empty. Like you were going to get barricaded for like 10 days and stuff. It's time to wipe out the shelves because God forbid we get 10 inches of snow. Oh, the apocalypse. You know? So yeah, time. Why are you rushing? Why are you cutting people off on the highway? Are you taking a shit? Or are you about to take a shit on yourself? Or are you just an asshole? That's just something to think about. Time. Time. And then the other one was connection. And this one just came about because I went out to dinner and I was just kind of looking around, right? I was kind of like just people watching and stuff like that and watching habits. And I was watching people on the table next to me. And they weren't even talking. They were just on their phone. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know what the situation was. Could have been husband and wife or whatever, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or brother, sister, who knows? But yeah, they were just on their phone. They weren't even talking to each other. They were just like, right? And then there was another table where the dude was by himself, just like I was. He was by himself, and he was in the moment. And what I mean by that, there was no phone in his hand. There was no phone on the table. It was just him in the moment. And he was, kind of looking around, looking out the window, but he was in his moment, in his own presence. Whatever he was thinking about, who knows, but he was connected to himself, which was kind of cool, right? And in the past, I've seen people go out and there's no phone on the table. There's nothing. There's just them connecting. And I've had the privilege of doing that um, on dates and stuff like that, where there's no phone present. It's just me, that person, and we're connecting and just having a blast. And then there's been other times where you felt the disconnect when we're kind of talking. All of a sudden, the person goes to the phone, and then on the phone, you feel this like, okay, I guess the topic is not that interesting, right? So kind of stay quiet, and you kind of, you can put them on, but be like, hey, what's going on? Do you have a phone call or something important that you need to take care of, or something like that? Just put them in. You most of the time is no, it's just a habit, right? It's just a habit of grabbing your phone just to be somewhere, right? It's funny how I think I told my brother-in-law this the other last night or the 2 days ago. Like we can be watching a video game, or no, we can be watching not a video game. We can be watching a game, and all of a sudden you're on your phone because like the game is not interesting enough. Or sometimes I had a conversation with somebody at work. It's like, have you ever been watching something on your phone, like a movie or something on your break or whatever, and you're watching something on your phone, and all of a sudden you reach for your phone, not realizing that you're watching something on your phone, but your hands, because it's just a habit of you wanting to surf the web or whatever while you're trying to entertain yourself. Because most of the time, TV or whatever becomes background noise to whatever you're doing. So it was just going back to that gentleman sitting at the table by himself with no phone anywhere near the vicinity of where he was sitting down, and he was just connecting with himself, which was awesome, right? Because if you're by yourself, boom, I'm going to say 90% of the time you're on your phone, right? But he chose to just be in his own presence, right? To a certain degree, I'm not going to say I was doing the same, because I did have the phone on the table just face down, but it was still on the table. So it was like there was nobody, because I was by myself. There was nobody there, but it was still that barrier there. That phone becomes a barrier. That phone becomes an obstacle, right? From you connecting with someone. I've been to dinner with my daughters, and shout out to them, because there's a couple of times that we've been out and they're on their phones, right? And I have to remind them, like, hey, come on, put the phone away and whatever. But the last time, a couple of weeks ago, when I was in North Carolina with them and we went out for dinner, I noticed that there was no phones on the table. And every time I have a conversation with them, I want to have fun with them. I want to connect with them. I want to, create another memory. But what I noticed was there was no phone. They were waiting for the Papa speech, and that's just to focus on, hey, make sure I just want the best for you, period. Me and your mom want the best. This is your time. You're growing up, blink of an eye, school is done, and you're moving on to whatever it is you're moving on to. But the proud moment was just there was no phone. It was just them having a conversation, me trying to, okay, what were you guys talking about? Like clocking it, and that was so mid, and trying to get down with their slang and stuff. But it was just good to see them connecting as sisters. No phone present. It's just food, great food, by the way. So shout out to my middle daughter for picking a great restaurant. Great food, connecting. Then I found myself doing something, right? Because at that time, NFL playoffs was still on. And they had a TV on that side. And I kept looking at the TV. And a couple of times my daughter was like, right? So it was just like I had no phone in my hand. TV was over there, but my attention was over there. Certain times, not all the time, just certain times, because I wanted to see the score. But her with the it's just a reminder, hey, we're connecting here. There's no reason for you to see that, especially nowadays where you can just, you know, stream the thing or replay the thing, whatever the case is, right? So it becomes easier for us to get to that point. But just that connection was super cool. So what are your habits? Like when you're having dinner with friends, you know, a lot of people like to take pictures of their food. Like, well, yeah, put that on the gram. Everybody wants to see, you know what I mean? What you're eating. But are you connecting? I mean, the last time we went out with a bunch of people, friends of mine, it hasn't been in a long time, but I remember we all would put our phones in the middle of the table and nobody can pick them shits up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is our time to connect, you know? And put your phone on silent. You're gonna be all right. You know, and I still compare it to when I was growing up, that you would leave the house with just a bendición and you were on your way. You would be out of the house for like 8 hours. You know, had a couple of dollars here and there in your pocket to get a pizza, a little soda combo. But then you would just come back home. Parents had, this is prior to like, prior to pagers. Prior to pagers, no phones, obviously, no cell phones. You know, you can find a payphone in every corner. It was 10 cents or a quarter back then, back in the 1900s. Yeah, but I just remember that those are great times, right? Because talking about connection, that's what you purely had growing up, was connection to people. That's why I'm still connected to some people from middle school. Not a lot, but a few that we still connect, obviously through our devices now, Instagram and Facebook, mostly Instagram, DMs and whatever the case is. We connect. But back then it was pure connection because you had no distraction. Like if you didn't want to talk to somebody, you're like, I'm not talking to you. And then you go the other way, right? But we had pure connection. There was times, like I can recall vividly times walking with a certain someone or a whole bunch of guy friends or whatever, and you remember what you guys were actually talking about. I have those memories because it was a pure connection memory. There were times where we would phone call, like you would pick up the phone at 10 or more, or you would do plans the night before. Hey guys, like we would call. Oh, okay. Hey, you call Norma. I'll call Ruben. You call Debbie. I'll call Che. You call Felix, and whatever. And we will all meet on 181st Street. I'm trying to think if it was Broadway. 181st, it had to be Broadway. Yeah, 181st Street and Broadway. Am I wrong? There was a McDonald's there. There should still be a McDonald's there on 181st Street and Broadway. To all my Washington Heights people, if I'm wrong, let me know. I should remember that, but I know where it's at though, but I think it's Broadway. 181st Street and Broadway. We would meet there, and it was either take the 1 train or the A train. A train was closer because it was up the hill. So we would take the A train and then go down. But that's what it was. It was just a phone call prior the night before or the day of. We would all meet and back to time. We will all meet. Hey, let's meet at 10. Nobody got there at 10. We got there at 10, 10:05, 10:15, 11. Mind you, there's no call them, make sure that it was just like, all right, well, we'll give them, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Okay, guys, let's go. They're not coming. And then you just go on the way. And then later on, you will find out, oh, I couldn't make because my mom didn't let me, or I had to do something with my mom. But those times connecting on the train, just having fun. Mind you, once again, I'll give you money, a bendición, and you're on your way for like 8 hours gone. And we would just have a hell hell of a time. Go to the South Street Seaport, just chill, Rockefeller Center. And like if it was in the holidays, just chill. In the summertime, we would take the train to the beaches out in Brooklyn and Queens and stuff like that, and made it a day. As long as it was you, two other buddies, or just you and a buddy, it didn't matter. We just go, just have fun and come back on the train and just building those memories that I think, I don't know if you guys do that. I mean, I guess, I mean, now in ways it's easier, right? Because you just blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. Are there true connections made? Because I remember like one thing I do like is when I see a bunch of kids on bicycles, like roaming the streets. I always think that's cool because I'd be like, yeah, that's what's up. They get it, you know, because you don't see that often, especially as, you know, preteens ages. You don't see it, you know, posse of like 5 people on a bike, you know, not on a bike, but 5 people on their own bikes and stuff. Yeah, that was an adventure, man. That was great. That was great memories of just getting caught in summer rains. Yeah, and it's coming down, boom, those thunderstorms, and you're riding with your homies on a bike, like, oh, you know, all drenched, you know, but it was not a phone in sight, no pictures, nothing. It lives here in your mind because those were great connections to those people. Now everything is like, something happens, like fireworks or whatever the case, everybody, they want to live the moment through the screen. They don't even connect with themselves, right? Like the people that take pictures of their food. Have you ever said, like, when they bring the food out and they put it in front of you, you kind of do the lean back just to look at the food and you're like, wow, visually, right? Because you're connecting with what you're about to get that nourishment from, right? And you kind of lay back and you'd be like, damn, that should look good. And then you go dig in, right? But there's some people that be like, oh, it looks good. I need to take a picture because it looks that good. It's time. Remember time? Time to take a picture. But they never give you a picture of the after, though. You know what I mean? They should. Like, if you like this so much, give me a picture of you wiping out the freaking plate. I don't know. Connection. Time and connection. Taking time to connect. See how I put those together? Boom, magic. But those connections, the next time you're having dinner with somebody or meeting with someone, are they really connecting with you? Are they really in your presence? Are they really taking advantage of the time that you have with someone? Not rushing through your dinner, not rushing through your lunch, or ladies, your brunch. Taking advantage of that time with friends, connecting with friends, making a real connection, making a lasting memory that you can say, damn, I want to do that again with you. Because when I'm with you, whatever that person is, there's really a bond that we have. No, just food for thought. No, absolutely. And I'm going to leave it at that. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, don't rush. Take your time. Enjoy your time. Enjoy those connections that you make with people and create more memories for yourself. We have X amount of time on this planet. And no matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, take advantage of the time. Don't rush it. Create more memories and connect. That's all we can do. Take care, guys. I'll see you next week. Peace.